You want a follow-up?
Just a follow-up. In relation to the cost, the buyback, can the Auditor General help us in terms of what you think, if you had done any check in relation to market value for those buyback? The market value for the items that were.
Somebody have released the mic so I can turn on the AG's mic.
Yes, through you, Mr. Chairman. No, we did not do a check of market value. We spoke specifically to the CIF value, and the focus was really on the practice.
Why you turn off the mic? I think the concern members have is that having used the university hospital's tax exempt status improperly, the same company who benefited from that tax exemption turns around and sells back to the university at 3 or 4 times this, 10 times? 10 times the CIF value. So it is clear to us that this was a deliberate scheme to provide profit, undue profit for a particular entity. There's no other way to explain it than that. Where in this scenario, the university could have just directly bought the stuff for itself and brought it in.
But Chair, who approved it? That's the question.
So yeah, the CEO, again, we know you are new and acting, but would this use of the tax exempt status be something approved by the CEO at the time, the board? Where in the chain of authority would this have been done?
The authentication of the approval is something that is on investigation. The files have been sequestered, and therefore, Mr. Chair, in terms of ensuring that the accurate information is provided to you, I would want to wait to see the result of that investigation to make a statement as to who really approved, because that is being questioned.
It is being questioned who actually approved it.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not so sure that there is a question as to who approved. I have seen documentation to show the signature of one who would have that authority to approve.
And that was the case in all 4?
Yes.
Okay.
No. In one case, I think at least one case, the person who signed the document had no such jurisdiction. In fact, he would have been separated from the university, I believe, some 2 years before that document was signed.
So are you suggesting then that that could have been forgery of that person's signature?
I would say, Mr. Chairman, that the signature appears to be that of the person who had left, who had the previous CEO, on one of the 2 documents. So there are 2 documents that would have been signed by the head of the entity. And one bear the signature of the former head, and one bear the signature, or appears to bear the signature of the current head. The authentication of those signatures is something that the police would have to do and determine whether, in fact, yes, this is the signature of the person. I'm not capable. I've never gotten any training in that area.
All right.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to kind of delve a little bit deeper in that. Can you name the company or companies that, when you mentioned about this particular document that was signed by someone who apparently had left the company, that was no longer the CEO? Can you name the company or the companies for those particular documents?
I know I have the document for one of those companies.
And which company is that?
The name of the company and that item is the same one related to the dialysis machines.
And which company is that?
That's Jack then.
That's Jack then. Is there a similarity? I want to find out.
There are two instances.
There are two instances where the signature appears and the person who supposedly had signed that.
One of the two signatures.
One of the two signatures, the person was no longer.
Yes. Appears to be the person who no longer works there.
So it was possibly forged. We don't know.
I don't know. That is why I've said that alleged. And I don't know. I can't. The police will have to determine that. Yes.
Are the four companies, do they have anything to do with the University of the West Indies Hospital? We know that Jack then provides janitorial services to the University of the West Indies. Are the other companies that were named in this, the other three companies, do they have any direct employment contract with the University of the West Indies?
Only one, Supreme Laundry.
And
we have done business with Scientific Medical because we buy things from them, and Wilman Sales also.
And let me ask the question. We went to, this is, important to me because I do understand that a number of Jamaicans die each year because they cannot get on a public dialysis machine. I've paid for a number of my constituents to go privately from West Royal St. Andrew to receive dialysis treatment because diabetes is a major non-communicable disease in the country. So when I hear that a company is possibly getting a buyback and making money from these dialysis machines, are they, since they were bought back?
No, sorry. I can correct you. Those.
No buyback.
No.
So wait, you guys jump on this one, Fassi? Well, I'm trying to find out. So those dialysis machines are where? Are they with the university or are they at the company, Jack then?
As I shared by the customs said that the company stated that they were purchased by them and they are in their possession. We don't have them at the hospital. You don't have them on? No, absolutely. They never came to the hospital based on our record.
We heard of furniture. Does that have anything to do with the university and purchase?
No, the furniture. Okay, it was dialysis machine and furniture.
So it was dialysis machine and furniture.
Those furniture did not come to the hospital. And based on the customs declaration, based on the customs finding.
That was also you were not in possession of that either.
No. And they have given us the invoice with a list of items also here.
Okay.